Hi everyone, myself Priyanka, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Christ College Autonomous, Irinjalakuda. We are moving with our lectures in Principles of Compilers about the topic Intermediate Code Generation. So we have already discussed the three address instruction, how it is represented or what are the components of that instruction, but we have not specified how it is represented in a data structure. So now we are discussing three address representation. In a compiler, three address code or statement is being represented as an object or record with obviously any expression is represented by using what operators and operands. So with object or records with operators and operands. So such representations is broadly classified or famously classified into three, that is quadruples, triples and indirect triples. So we are first moving with the topic quadruples. Why quad? Because here we are using four fields, that is called what? Quadruple. That by the name quadruple, that is operator, argument 1, argument 2 and result. So four fields, so quadruple. So this is mainly used, its main advantage is being when we use the binary expression, binary operator expression. So binary means two operands and one operator. That expression is being specified more accurately or more optimizely in the quadruples. Okay. So how we represent x is z, y is the argument 1 and z is the argument 2, plus is the operator and x is called what? Result. The main case here is that equal to is not being represented because it is an assignment statement. So it equal to operator is being bypassed. Only one operator we are specifying. Okay. So in the RHS, operator is specifying and equal to is being bypassed. So there are some exceptions for this. First one is that, look at here, T1 is equal to minus C. That is a unary operator case. So minus is the operator and argument 1 is C and result is T1. But look at here, argument 2 is not being used. That becomes a wastage. That's the first case in the exceptional case in quadruple. So when you use unary operator, one field is unutilized. Look at here. It is an assignment operator. Look at here. Here two fields are not being used. What two field? Operator is not being used and argument 2 is not being used. Only argument 1 and result is being used. Okay. And that is the another exceptional case. Next exceptional case is when we use parameters or param for the result, that is which has no argument to no result. Okay. So when we are using param, that is parameter passing, so this will not have a result, because if we not return anything, it will not have a result and also it will not have an argument too. So that is another exceptions. Operator is param, but it will have argument 2 but no result and no argument 2 will be there. Okay. Next one is the jump statement, conditional jumps. It will have the result will be there but no what? Argument 1 and argument 2. For example, go to L1. Go to L1. For example, go to L1. So the target result is what? L1 will be in the result, but no argument 1, argument 2. Okay. And so that is the main exceptions. First exception is in the case of binary operator, second exception in the case of equal to, and third exception in the using operators like parameter passing, and next as the conditional jumps. On conditional jump, result will be the label, and in the operator param using, the operator will be param but it have no argument to and or result. And also in the equal to case, argument 2 is not being used, operator is not being used, unary operator, argument 2 is not being used. That is the main exception, but all in that, but avoiding that all other cases it works, but quadruples is being used famously with all these exceptions itself. Look at here, t1 is equal to minus c, we have already discussed. Next, t2 is equal to b star t1. So star is the operator, b is the argument 1, t1 is the argument 2, result is what? T2. Okay, so that's about the quadruples. Next one is the triples. In the triple, we are not using result. So that is explicitly saying where we are saving. That is called what? Result. So that is being avoided. So what is the use in the triples? Triples, it will optimize the compiler. Since we are not using a field, so it will use minimum memory space, so optimizing the compiler. So we will not get, we will not specify here the result explicitly. So how we can get the result? So look at here, in the early expression itself we are using t1 is equal to minus c and t2 is equal to b star t1. So we must get result of t1. This result must be moved to here. So how it use minus c, its position number is being used here, it is the 0th position. So argument 2 is pointing to 0. So this is the relative memory address. Bracket of 0, you have already said in microprocessor it will move to the 0th location. That is relative addressing we are using here. So bracket of 0 means relative address, so it move to that address. Which address you specify? That address. At address value will be copied to here. So that's the triple. So here we are not using a temporary name, explicit temporary name for result. It is pointing toward the memory location. So that from that memory location result will be using. So that is the triples. So the benefit over the quadruples is that it is being optimizing the compiler. So that is the main condition. Next one is the indirect triples. It is very efficient representation. That is indirect triples means we have a triple data. Triple data will be there, and we are not using this, but we are using a index. So this index will be used by the compiler, and so you see that 35 location 0, so it will point to 0 and it will check. So that is the like cache memory representation. Already using data will be set in the indirect triple data. A index will be kept, so it can move easily toward without searching for the whole data. So that's the main advantage of the indirect triples. That is, it provide a listing of pointer to the triples. So can you say another advantage for the triples? So triples is that main advantage is that by priority it can reorder the data. Okay, so when you if frequently use these tools, you can move to the word front. Okay, 2 can be moved to here, but there will be no change here because this is only a index. So you can rearrange or reorder the data according to the preference or most frequently used, like in spatial locality or locality of reference, like in cache memory. You can reorder the data according to the preference and usability, but the pointer here remains the same. So the user can get the data very easily, or compiler can retrieve the data very easily. That is meant by what? Indirect triples. Okay, so these are the three representations we are saying, that is triples, quadruples, triples, and what? Indirect triples. Next is another representation. not three address representation. It is an entirely different optimized representation, that is single assignment form, that is static single assignment form. The static single assignment form has two distinctive aspects from three address statement. First is that it uses distinct name for each one. For example, here P is equal to A plus B. Again, P is used here. P minus C. Q plus D is again assigned to P. So this P and this P are different. Here plus operation result is given to P. Here another multiplication operation is given to P. So there must be some confusion when the compiler looks for the logical or syntax error. When it lists here error, so when it for example, if the error is here, it will say P, the variable P, it has error. So user must be confused where it is error. Also in the compiler case also, when it gives the symbol table entry itself, there will be ambiguities here. So that's been removed by using single assignment form. So they using for every operation expression every operation result of the expression is giving a single name. Here P1, here P2 is that is the main advantage of the single assignment form. So another advantage is that if x is true, x equal to minus 1, else x equal to 0. So these two variable have x, isn't it? Same variable, I am using x, and also here I am using what? X. So if true, x is true, it is called minus 1. If x is false, x is equal to what? 0. So every time user or the compiler when to check the logical errors, it cannot find if here error, we cannot target it also, or we cannot point it where the error has occurred, if for here also for here. So this can be removed by using another way, that is we can give name to the we can give a individual name for each one. That is, here I can give x1, here I can give what? X2 I can give. Okay, that's, I will again rub it and see. So that is, if x, then I can give x1 is equal to minus 1, else x2 is equal to minus 2. So x2 is equal to minus 2 or 0. So when the error occur, we can target. If x1 has error, we can move to here. Otherwise x2 has error, we can move. It is also useful to the user and also compiler when checking for the semantic analysis, meaning of the meaning of the variable, or the checking for the logical errors and pointing to particular position errors. That will be very useful. But the problem here it is, when I want to assign a variable, that is x3, with the values of these two. For example, if I am using the same code I am running, if earlier code x equal to what? Minus 1, else x equal to 0, and I am assigning x3 is equal to x. So here no problem will occur, because here if x is true, x will be minus 1, else x will be 0. That value will be assigned to x3. But here we are using two variables, so we don't know which variable is being executed. If this is true, x1 will be executed, otherwise x2 will be executed. But in this case, we can't know, we can't predict what will be the behavior of the program at runtime. So for that we use a phi variable. Phi variable will be used to check which variable is being used, that variable. So here, if x1 comma x2, 5 variable will return which one is being executed. It will check that whether x1 is being executed or x2 be executed according to the corresponding control flow path. Which control flow, which path has the value, that if x1 path is executed, its value will be written. Otherwise, x2 path is executed, its value will be written. That is mainly phi function will check for the control flow path, and according to that value will be assigned. Okay, that's about the static single assignment. So we have studied three address treatments, three address treatments, that is quadruples, triples and indirect triples. That is the three type of three address representation or statements. Also we study single static single assignment form. And the main advantage is that to eliminate ambiguities and to provide easiness for user and also compilers for error checking, and also for a transparent looking of the optimization and error corrections, etc. So for that, static single assignment is being used. Main thing you have to keep track is that when you use static single assignment in the control flow path, we must use phi to check whether we move to the next state, which path is being handled. So that is the phi function we are using, mainly used in Pascal's, etc. So that's about static single assignment form. So thank you. Read it, understand the concepts thoroughly. So it's about the compilers. When you use static single assignment, also it is a concept in a compiler. It will be implemented in a programming language in a very different form. So don't be confused with the C language. Phi is being used in a C language or Pascal in another form. So the compilers provide, in this subject we provide basic decisions or basic formats which can be implemented by the programming language. So programming language will implement it in its own format. So that's to be keep in mind before seeing these videos. Okay, so thank you all.